Okay, hello everyone. It's good to have you all on board. It's another time tutor.io, the enthusiastic tutor, and in today's tutorial, it happens to be the continuation, all right, on the course CSS4 CSS343 according to the thumbnail. Okay, so today we are going to be talking about encryption, right? But before we and information security will be the basis for our discussion about encryption. Because why do you need to encrypt your messages? Is because you are trying to protect certain information from the reach of intruders. So very quickly, let's hop into today's class. Okay. Now, for those of us who are new to the stream, let's ensure to smash like button. Let's use the comment section. All right. Let's also ensure to join our private class where we walk you through all your courses without leaving any course, all right, untouched. How do you get to join our private class? All you need to do is just head straight to our official website, which is www.tutorhire.net, and you find the WhatsApp button on the top right hand corner, and you can use the WhatsApp button to send us a direct message, and from there we'll pick it up from there and guide you on how to join your classes. Okay, so now when we talk about information security, information security, what are we talking about? What comes in mind when you hear the term information security? By now, I believe we understand what it means by information. Okay, now considering the fact that we already understand, all right, we have an understanding of what it means by information. Okay, now let's look at the security part of it because it's a combination of two words: information, all right, and security. When you talk about security, you are talking about protection. All right, we are simply referring to putting certain measures in place in order to protect. Either you're protecting life, you are protecting property, or what have you. But in this case, what are you trying to protect? In certain information. Now let's see what we have in the material. Information security is a protection for the interest of those who rely on information. The information system and communication system that deliver information from harming results, all right, from harm resulting from failures of availability, confidentiality, and integrity. Now, have you ever heard of the word breach of integrity? Now, when we say breach of information, all right, we are simply talking about certain informations that are not supposed to get, all right, certain informations that are restricted from a third party has escaped into the hands of a third party. Let's say, for example, your card details. We make payments with card online, all right, and it is the responsibility of the website which you are using your card to make payment to protect your information. But if unfortunately an hacker hacks into the system, all right, gets all this information, it's actually a serious danger to you, the owner of the website, and the users of the website. All right, and that's why most websites that collect card details, all right, take upon some serious security measures in order to protect their data and users' data from the wrong hands. Now, like I usually say on this stream, on this channel, what we do is purely educational. All right, we don't encourage theft, we don't encourage violence, and we don't instigate any of such. What we do here is purely educational, and we follow the course material. All right. So now look at the point that has been listed here. It says protection of the interest of those who rely on information. Protection of the interest of those who rely on the information system, all right, the information not being hacked, protecting the information system, and what we refer to as communication. Communication, let's put information system there. From what? From harm. Let's put it here. From harm. Okay. Resulting from failures. Now, when this information gets into the wrong hands, all right, from harm, resulting from failure, okay, of availability. When an information system is being hacked into, the owners are being locked out. Okay, the owners of those systems are being locked out. All right, then you now begin to. That's the only way they can get into the system, do whatever they want, because the owners has been locked out. Are we together? Okay. Now let's take notes of this, please. Okay. We also have resulting from failure of availability, meaning that information cannot be accessible since you're already locked out. Integrity, confidence. Now you are, and integrity. You're no longer safe. You are scared that your information now is now on the internet. All right, you no longer have control of your information anymore, and that trust you have in the system has been breached. So you see why it's very important. You need to secure information. All right. So now let's take a step further. It also says here, what is information security? Information security is an attempt to protect information. By now we understand that when we talk about information security, we are simply referring to the attempt, all right, to protect information, all right, by making it accessible only to the intended individuals, groups, or organization. Okay. The attempts, all right, the attempt to protect, information by all right, by making it accessible, only to the intended, only to the intended people who have the right authority, probably people who have the login details, or people who have paid membership. Okay, access only to the intended individuals, or right, individuals, groups, or organization. And we have that as that. I think that is enough said on information security. Now, according to Dr. Thomas, all right, security chain has 12 models and 8 sub-models. Security chain has, according to Thomas and Finn, all right, Finn, security chain has 12 models, all right, I beg your pardon, 12 modules. Security chain has what we call 12 modules and 8 sub-modules. Talking about the 12 modules, we have that as that. All right. So now, okay. So we are restricting that to members in the class only. All right. But let's take few of them. Let's take few of them. So now, it says here, all right. So I haven't talked about security. I haven't talked about information protection. Now, under this, we have what we call computer security, operation security, protection against burglary, protection against fire. So let's take it one step at a time. Okay. So starting with computer security, like we already know, when we say information security, now we are talking about computer security. Computer security measures, all right, procedures and control which provide an acceptable degree of safety of information resources from accidental or intentional disclosure. All right. So when we say computer safety, we are simply talking about those measures you have put in place to secure your computer from harm. All right. Harm could be intentional. Maybe somebody just wants to destroy the computer intentionally. It could be from accidents like fire, like water, earthquake, or the likes. So this leads us to what we refer to as backup. When we talk about backup, we are simply referring to having multiple copies of the same data. All right. So when your computer has issue, the vital information on that computer has been moved somewhere else. And it's very important. All right, having backups in case there's an issue, you can always continue from where you stop. All right. So that is that for backup. And one thing I want to I want us to talk about very quickly is called computer viruses. Okay, just a moment. Excuse me. I've not been feeling too well. Currently having cold. Sorry about that. Please, for those of us who are just joining the stream, let's ensure to subscribe to the channel. Very, very important. All right. This is our channel for the Department of Social Sciences. All right. On this stream, on this channel, we will be posting only social sciences courses. So please let's ensure to subscribe and also turn on the notification bell. Okay. So we have computer viruses. A lot of them actually. So we're going to be picking just very few. But when we say computer viruses or computer virus, what are we talking about? What does virus mean itself? Now, virus, all right, or viruses are defined as a section of code introduced into a program for malicious purposes. Are we together? So all viruses, not just one now, all viruses, they only have one purpose: malicious program. Don't forget that everything that works, that happens on a computer, are all programmed, different programs. All right. So this same code itself is also a program. It's more like injecting a toxic into a clean water to definitely mess it up. So this is what viruses does to a program as well. Okay. So viruses can spread through emails also. All right. You click on certain links or you download certain things on your computer, links or from a trusted source, or you download certain things on your computer from a trusted source. The virus is present in a program, and when the program is run, all right, the computer writes itself into other programs in main memory or package storage. So basically, like I said, it's a program that is being injected into your computer system. All right. So some well-known viruses are basically there are 6 recognized categories. So let's look at them. But let's out of those 6, let's take 3. So we have boot sector virus. Now this boot sector virus, all right, they are an area of the hardware drive, all right, access when you first turn on your computer. This kind of virus can prevent you from being able to shoot to boost your hard disk. So this is a virus that comes through the hard disk. And when we talk about hard disk, it's an external part of. Sorry about that. So I can just actually use the backup. Just a moment. So a ring light here. We're about concluding the class anyway. So let's just manage. So this one comes through hard disk. Okay. And we also have file viruses. File virus. Just like it says, it comes through the file. Okay. These executables then spread the virus by infecting your documents. It comes through the file. All right. So this is comes through your file is more like a program. Let's put it as comes through a file. Okay. Maybe you download something, all right, on the internet from a unreliable source that is not reliable. So you need to run it. So by running it, it begins to spread the virus. And we also have macro virus, written using a simplified macro programming language. These viruses affect Microsoft Office application. All right, macro virus. These are the kind of virus that affects certain, right, like certain applications. I mean, the likes of Excel, Microsoft Word, and other applications affect certain applications. The likes of Microsoft Word. Basically, almost all the computer is Microsoft. All right. Like me, I don't usually use Microsoft. I use WPS. So you definitely need an application that can allow you type documents on your computer. So that is WPS or Microsoft or Excel or spreadsheet, anyone applications. This one can come into applications. So we have that as that. So we also have, okay, I said we are taking just 3. So the rest are restricted to the private class, members of our private class. So okay, now very quickly, now that we understand how vital it is to save, to protect our information, that takes us to the thumbnail that talks about encryption. Okay, that takes us to what our thumbnail is talking about. That talks about encryption. Now, when we say encryption, it means securing of certain data by changing the meaningful text into some code which looks like a void. All right, changing, all right, certain text from a meaningful, all right, form into a null or void. When I write, I love my mom, you can understand this. But when I change this to you definitely cannot understand it. All right. But I am the one who wrote this. I can interpret it. The one I'm sending this to should be able to understand my chosen symbols, whereby each of all these symbols have what they stand for. So this is the plain text. This is the encrypted one. And it can only take the person who has decoded it and the person who will be encoding it, who have the signs, who have the symbols understood. And this is what we refer to as encryption. Okay, so we have that as that. So I think our time is fast spent. We'll be calling it a wrap pretty much soon. All right, and in our next class, we'll be talking about what it means by a system. Okay, so thank you very much, everyone. For those of us who have submitted our notes, let's ensure to do the needful and submit them to the appropriate context. You have a wonderful evening. Bye for now.